If you want to live a rich and fulfilling life in high-ticket sales, you need to know the wealth commissions can't buy. Do you know the percentage of people in high-ticket sales who actually make it, who successfully use high-ticket sales to make a lot of money, buy the house, the car, the watch, travel, retire their parents? 10%? 1%? 0.1%? Why is it that when high-ticket sales is this golden opportunity to make loads of money by having conversations with people, the most high-ticket closers never make anything much of it? Is it the industry? Were you sold a lie? Yes, kind of. High-ticket sales can be a vehicle to completely change your life. It allowed me to earn $100,000 a month in commissions whilst genuinely finding fulfillment as a closer. Now, if you want to be the exception in high-ticket closing, not just another statistic, you need to make one fundamental shift in your sales career. I'm going to reveal that shift to you. And it starts by understanding the wealth commissions can't buy. Then solving the 8 things that are missing in most high-ticket closers' careers. And when you do this, you'll hack the game and you'll rig it in your favor. And the result is you'll be one of the very few who actually win at the game of high-ticket sales. The first thing you have to understand is just the general result of most people that try to get rich. They fall into one of 3 buckets. Bucket number 1, they never get rich. That's the majority of people that are trying to chase getting rich. Bucket number 2 is the small number of people that get rich, but they're not fulfilled. They've got rich and their relationships has fallen apart. They've got rich and their health has fallen apart. Maybe their morals have got lost on the way and their values, their character has taken a wrong turn. Or the money-making skill they've got to get rich is now consuming their life and they don't have any time to enjoy the riches. The small number of people that get rich usually fall in that category. But there is a third bucket. There is a tiny number of people that get rich and they're actually fulfilled. High-ticket sales can absolutely do that for you. High-ticket sales can get you to a point where you are what I would call rich. Now, I'm not talking about a billionaire, but quite frankly, you don't need to get to that amount of money to truly live a rich life. When I was making $100,000 a month in commissions, it was more money than I knew how to spend. Even $50,000 a month, like many of the students that are now inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, we've got $50,000, $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 a month in earnings from the sales industry for students. At that level, if your rent was $20,000, you wanted to bank $10,000, your expenses were $10,000, you wanted to spend $10,000 on giving it to your parents, you've got everything you really need. So why do I share all of this? There's a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And one of the principles of highly effective people is to start with the end in mind. If you don't start with the end in mind, the high likelihood is that you arrive somewhere and it wasn't actually where you wanted to arrive. You're like, oh, well, now I'm not fulfilled. I don't have my health, my relationships, my social life, my happiness. By understanding the wealth commissions can't buy, which is the fulfillment side of things, you can be blessed with avoiding ever arriving at that third bucket, because then you'll look around you and you'll be like, this isn't what I wanted. I was fortunate to not make that mistake because I had a mentor. What I'm doing on these YouTube videos is starting to mentor you. If you want to go to the next level and work with me directly, you could join the Unicorn Closer Mastermind. There's a link below this video. If you already know that you're ready, then just click the link and I'd see you on the inside. Avoiding landing in this third bucket is imperative because that third bucket is accidental. The people, sorry, not the third bucket. You want to land in the third bucket, the second bucket. You're trying to get rich, but you didn't mean to land in that bucket. Whereas if you are intentional about the third bucket, that is the only way. I'm going to stress that again. That is the only way that you will ever land in the third bucket. And the second bucket is arguably not really any better than the first bucket because you're still not going to have got ahead. You've gone up in certain areas of your life, but you've come down in others. So net, you haven't gotten ahead at all. And the whole point of high ticket sales is to use it as a vehicle to get ahead in life, not to take 2 steps forward and then just take 2 steps back. If you understand this first bit, you can then start making decisions around how you're navigating your sales career to ensure the methodology that you learn to sell with and the way that you're learning sales, the environment, what type of training is also involved. Is there internal training as well as external? Is there life training? All of those different things are now going to make sense to you because you'll realize, oh yeah, I don't just want to be making the mistake of doing standardized sales training, potentially making more money, but I've actually still ended up not landing in the bucket, the final destination, the end goal that I really wanted, which should be, I want to get rich and I want to be fulfilled. The likelihood that you ever land in that bucket by accident, the third bucket, is 0. You've got to really precisely make all of your strategic decisions in your sales career holistically. You have to connect everything together in the big picture, which is what my underground mentor taught me. No point making money in high ticket sales, Josh, and losing your health. In fact, not only any point making a load of money in high ticket sales if you still have average health. The game that he taught me was get ahead of everybody else financially and develop superhuman health and start building a network of high value people. And if you want to have the right relationships, ensure that you've done the inner work and the deep work so that you're not settling for the wrong relationships. The whole thing was connected. If you're watching this channel and you are in the right place, you'll be thinking, I want to become the best version of myself in all areas of life. And what a tragedy it would be to land in the second bucket where you've made money, but you're just completely unfulfilled. So now let's get into how this has gone off in the wrong direction in your sales career. I said at the start of this video, were you sold a lie? And I said, well, kind of. When you got into high ticket sales, you were probably sold the idea of make a load of money taking phone calls. Wow, that sounds great. Make a load of money, just take phone calls. That was a lie for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, make a lot of money. If the goal of getting into high ticket sales, which is how it was marketed to you, was make a lot of money, make these fat commission checks, and you chase the money only, you won't get the money. Now, there's many spiritual reasons for that. If you're just chasing, and you've got like blinkers on and everything's just money, commissions, it will escape you because you actually make money by attracting money, becoming the person that starts bringing money to you in abundance. You don't get money by clawing for it. When you claw for something spiritually, it gets further away. So the first lie of make a load of money was that the intention that you should have when you come into high ticket sales to make a load of money was make a load of money. One of the core principles that allows you to get the outcome that you want is to be outcome detached and process attached. Process attached, outcome detached. The narrative they should have told you in high ticket sales was learn to communicate to people, understand psychology, and master yourself and make a load of money. If those inputs had been what you were sold, then you would have actually made a lot of money. So the first lie was that you were sold to chase an output or an outcome, which is actually going to prevent you getting the outcome that they're selling you. Now, to be clear, it's not that you can't make a lot of money in high ticket sales. I certainly did. Members of the mastermind certainly do. That was not a lie. It was the how to do it that was a lie. What about the second lie? The second lie was the thing that was sold to you was make a load of money taking phone calls. Well, it's not actually making a load of money that is the greatest opportunity in high ticket sales. The greatest opportunity in high ticket sales is you can use it as a vehicle to completely change all areas of your life. And the reason for that is high ticket sales is where there's a direct feedback loop because you're getting commission only. It's not turn up and get paid. It's produce a result and get paid. That is a feedback loop on you. In other words, if you are not developing as a person, you are not going to be making more money. Small part of developing is your skill, learning what to say and how to say it. But there's so many other parts to you developing that have a direct correlation on your commissions. And so the second part of the lie was, and this is a little bit tongue-in-cheek when I say a lie, was actually making money is very small in comparison to the incredible opportunity to build the life of your dreams as a high-ticket closer. This is another thing that we share inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind. We do events 2-3 times a year. We go to these huge mansions. We really put on a spectacle so that everyone can see what life could be like at the next level, what life is like for people at the next level, because it's that bigger picture of life evolution, not sales evolution or high-ticket sales mastery. It's life mastery that's actually the real gift of being in high-ticket sales. So all that to say, it is the vehicle for you to build the life of your dreams, but also you can be the person of your dreams. If you actually integrate into what high-ticket sales really is, which is not scripts and word tracks and objection handling, tonality, it's mastering human behavior. If you're a little bit confused on what the difference is, watch my role plays on my YouTube channel, and you'll see the big difference between scripted closing, memorizing can lines, and actually what high-ticket sales could and should be if you go the direction that I'm inviting you to go, which is it is way broader, way deeper, way more magical than what you've really been sold. And so the second lie was it was undersold. High-ticket sales can be this golden opportunity of a lifetime. It certainly was for me, for you to build the life of your dreams and be the person of your dreams. You can become the superhero version of yourself that you've always wanted to become through high-ticket sales. As far as I'm aware, pro athletes, high-ticket sales, business or entrepreneurship, or the military are the only places that I believe that you're going to truly become this level of yourself. Right now, you're in high-ticket sales, and you can either be in high-ticket sales, not get much from it, which, as I said at the introduction, is the majority of high-ticket closers, or you could be in high-ticket sales, go through it, come out the other side, and the life that you've built for yourself is unrecognizable, and the person that you've become is unrecognizable. Now, all of this is all riding on the precedence that you understand the wealth that commissions can't buy. Does this make sense? If you are just chasing commissions, your eyes wouldn't even be open to what I'm talking about. And I'm inviting you to see all of this because this is the real gift of high-ticket sales. This is much, much deeper thinking. And for many people, this will just go over their head. And that's okay because they're not at the level of consciousness yet to understand this. But if you're resonating with this, if you are connecting with this, if this is going in and making sense and you're excited, you're a little bit anxious about it, but you're like, there's an opportunity here. That means you're already at a level of consciousness to actually connect with this. And the most tragic thing you could do, the saddest thing you could do is ignore it. It's time to go down the rabbit hole. It's like Alice in Wonderland. Deeper you go. You can't, or you can do what you want, but if you just ignore this and you go back to just surface level involvement in the high ticket sales industry, just normal high-ticket closer, you're giving away the gift of the fact that you are someone at a deeper level of intelligence, a higher level of emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, on the path to self-mastery, what we call inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, self-actualization. That's a great segue into self-actualization. The whole concept of this video is that chasing commissions is very low on the rung of your deepest human needs. And the guy that first came up with this, Abraham Maslow, he had a triangle of hierarchical human needs. And at the bottom was just food, shelter, water, just basic survival. But as you go up, at the highest level is self-actualization, which means becoming the best version of yourself. And on one hand, commissions and chasing commissions, the wealth commissions can't buy, is never going to get you self-actualization. However, on the other hand, as you self-actualize, you'll make more commissions. They are intertwined, which is one of the greatest blessings of high-ticket sales and you being in high-ticket sales. If you want to self-actualize, if this is connecting with you and you're like, yes, Josh, I want to go on my hero's journey, become the best version of myself and see how much potential is inside of me, you are in the greatest fucking industry to be able to do that because your results are tied to your level of self-actualizing. So use it. Don't waste it. Don't waste the opportunity. Now, let's get into the final part, which is where this all came from. This book here, The Wealth Money Can't Buy. Well, money, commissions, same thing. And it says the 8 hidden habits to live your richest life. And as I picked up this book and I went through it, I was very fortunate to realize the 8 habits are the exact things that I've already implemented into my life because I had a mentor. And my mentor allowed me and taught me and guided me and ensured that through my journey in high ticket sales, I had these hidden habits already being integrated because how he taught me, as I said before, was holistic. For most high ticket closers, it's the exact opposite. And I'm going to start by saying that the 8th one is money. I'm going to start at the end and go backwards. Money is one of the things that you want to accomplish to live your richest life. But the crazy thing is that if you chase the money as one of those things and really the thing, you not only would only ever possibly arrive at a place where you've made money, but you're missing the other 7. Or what really happens is it's the other 7 that by focusing on those other 7, which you could call more the inputs or the process attachment, that actually creates the money. So in the book, the guy's laid out all 8 and money is the number 8. But how I actually view it is if I focus on the other 7, I'll get the money and I'll have got to that 3rd bucket where I've actually made the money and become fulfilled. Now, this is not most high ticket closers' life. If you're not making the money that you want to be making, probably because you're not focusing on holistically all 8. So let's get into the 8. And I'm going to share with you examples of where these are missing in high ticket closers' lives. Number 1 is growth, the daily self-improvement habit. This habit is based on the insight that humans are happiest and genuinely wealthiest when we steadily are realizing our personal gifts and primal talents. The regular pursuit of personal growth is one of your most valuable assets. What is the situation for most high-ticket closers? They weren't happy with their life, so they joined a training to learn high-ticket sales. They had a daily self-improvement habit. They learned the basics of high-ticket sales. They got on an offer. And boom, once they're on an offer at some point fairly soon, they stopped training. And it's not about, hey, you need to be doing sales training. And it's also not, you need to be doing sales training to make more money, because that's what I'm saying where the trap is, oh, I need to chase more commissions. It's not about that. It's about the fact that to be wealthy internally, to be truly happiest and for realizing our potential, which is fulfilling, you have to be learning things. Now, the problem is, once you've learned the basics of high ticket sales from a scripted methodology, say this at this time, just read the words, you kind of run into a dead end as far as, well, what else am I learning? The words are already written for me. And that's one of the secondary downfalls to learning to sell and your methodology being scripted. There isn't any more personal growth or development or learning because you've just got the words written out for you. Now, as I said before, that's directly correlated to the lack of earning potential that is above you. Your ceiling is, well, there's no more learning, so there's no more results. If you change the methodology where you can always get more advanced, even I still learn from my underground mentor when he does things in a sales role play with our members or a call review, and I'm like, damn, that was genius. I wish I'd have done that. I'm still learning, and I'm learning still because it's infinite. When you learn high ticket sales from the position of understanding communication, human beings, psychology, and understanding yourself, it's infinite. And so if you are not implementing this daily self-improvement habit, this growth, even if you got to a point where you made money, commissions, if you don't have this side, this one, and we're on number 1 of 8, you'll not be happy. So consider this when you decide how you want to learn to sell. Is it integrated with daily self-improvement and growth? Inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, we have daily self-improvement from internal things, becoming the best version of yourself, and we have daily self-improvement from you can always go deeper and learn more in scriptless selling. Let's look at number 2, wellness, the steadily optimizing your health habit. This habit is founded on your deep understanding that peak mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual vitality and living a long life filled with energy, wellness, and joyfulness are mission essential to you being honestly rich. If you're closing and you're not developing your health, you are never going to be truly rich. Because as I said, being truly wealthy and living a fulfilling life is not just going to be chasing commissions, because there are so many things that make you rich and wealthy that commissions can't buy. This is also why, and I'm probably going to say this for every one of the 8, they connect. If you work on your health and your peak performance, the version of you that shows up to your sales call is a higher level version of you. So you'll probably close more deals and you'll make more money. And so I can't stress it enough. The incredible golden opportunity in your hands right now is high ticket sales allows you to pursue the path of true wealth and living your richest life in all areas if the methodology and the approach that you go about high ticket sales actually fits in these 8 things. If you go about it from I'm not going to do any internal training, I'm not going to do any life development, I'm just going to learn to memorize words and rehearse rebuttals, then no, you're not going to get rich. Even if you got rich tangibly, monetarily, you'll still be poor. So, wellness. Inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, we teach members about mastering their sleep, supplements, diet, water, all the things that my mentor taught me, because that's a part of being wealthy. It's something that once the members are inside, they actually become curious about what can I do with my commissions that I'm now making more of to reinvest it into this area of my life. Because they know that a part of being wealthy as a human being is to master their literal raw potential, which is your body and your mind, like your physical apparatus. If you develop that, if you take it to the next level, that's a huge area, one of 8, to become truly wealthy. Is the way you're learning sales connecting into your biology? I've seen so many salespeople where they chase the commissions, so they take more calls, 10 calls a day, and then they don't sleep enough hours. Or they're on a call schedule on a time zone that is like they're taking calls until 2 a.m. I respect the drive, but you're not starting with the end in mind. You're just going to, at best, land in bucket number 2. You've made some money, but you're not fulfilled. The other areas of your life are falling apart. You have to work with someone, a mentor, that understands this and is training you to win at the game of high ticket sales, not to temporarily get a few wins, but then your life falls apart. Let's move on to number 3. Family. The happy family, happy life habit. This habit is built on the knowledge that having all the money and material success in the world is worthless if you are not alone. So enrich the connections with the ones you love and fill your life with fantastic friends who upgrade your happiness. It said friends. It also said family. There are many members inside the mastermind that have said, I really care about blank person in my family. But the way they're showing up or the way that our relationship has been, there's friction for whatever reason. And they don't know what to do. And I teach them scriptless selling, which can go way beyond a sales call. You're not going to use an airplane analogy in a family, conversation. Oh, let me explain how you take an airplane ride when you don't know how the plane flies. No, because that is all built and manipulated for a sales call. That's what it's built for. But when you understand human beings at a core fundamental level, when you understand yourself and how to show up to an interaction to get a good outcome, and when you understand how to communicate, not how to recite rebuttals and scripted words, what we've seen so many times, and mastermind members thank me all the time, is they've been able to use what they learn inside the mastermind, because it's now transferable, to develop their relationships with their family members. That is priceless. The other one it said was friends. Now, it does have another category that I think will be a bit of a crossover, so I'll briefly touch on friends. The biggest challenge you're going to have if you actually make it in high ticket sales, and I mean, you're starting to make it on your journey, you're getting ahead. Now you're making $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month. You are not going to be aligned with the people you used to hang out with. And so what that's going to do is it's going to leave a void. And where are you going to fill that void in if you're just in a sales course? The whole point of the mastermind is it's a mastermind. It's about aligning yourself with other people that are all on the same journey, the same hero's journey. And so you have to have the habit of building friendships, but you shouldn't be building friendships, with all due respect, based on time. Oh, we've been friends for 10 years, so we're going to stay friends. That's nice, and it's, some nice morals behind it. But you really should be building friends based on which direction are you going, how quickly are you getting there, how committed are you getting there, what mission are you on, and aligning yourself with other people that are on the same mission. That is what you should really be doing. And that's one of the huge values of being in a mastermind, is you are around people that are all on the same mission. Now, to be clear, the mission is to live a rich and fulfilling life using high-ticket sales as the vehicle. If when I say that, you think, that's what I want to do, you should join. There's a link below this video. Join, and you'll be on the inside, and you'll be aligned with like-minded people. You don't even need to finish this video to make the decision if you know deep down inside of you that you want to get around people on the same mission. Let's get into number 4. Number 4 is craft. The work as a platform for purpose habit. This habit is grounded in the consistent practice of seeing your work as a noble pursuit and an opportunity to not only make more of your genius real, but also to make our world a better place. Mastery is a currency worth investing in. Oof, this is a deep one. If you are just reading scripted questions, there's no craft involved. You're a parrot, you're a monkey, that's all you are. Whereas when you actually become the Michelangelo, the Mozart, the Picasso of high-ticket sales, which, if I can be blunt, if you watch my role plays, and if you were ever able to see one of my calls, which are inside the mastermind, that's what they are. And the next level on that is my mentor. When you hear him close, it's like, this is just a masterpiece. And so if you want to have this habit inside your life, your career as a high-ticket closer, you need to make sure the way you're learning to sell can be a craft. On top of that, this author, Robin Sharma, mentioned a noble pursuit. I could say without a shadow of a doubt that the way that most high-ticket closers are learning to sell, they find boring. They find fake, they find disingenuous, and it's just a means to an end for them. Oh, well, if I just do this and say that and lean on my hand like this, then you'll land in bucket number 2. You may have got out your job, you may have made enough money, but you're unhappy, you're unfulfilled because you haven't learned to sell in a way that's noble, that's genuine. So many salespeople, after a while of learning scripted selling, something feels off, especially for the people that have a high level of morality and a higher level of consciousness. The people that don't feel off, hopefully this isn't you if you're watching this video, they're not at the level of consciousness yet to feel the incongruence of faking the stuff on the sales call. It might take them time to ascend to that level of consciousness. But if you're on your sales calls reading scripted questions and you feel fake and you feel disingenuous, that means you're already at that level of consciousness. And I said before, the worst thing you can do is ignore it, because it will keep gnawing away inside of you and you're wasting your potential. Your potential is going to get realized when you actually go in the direction that you know you're supposed to be going. And so this one is the craft, making sure that the way you sell is noble and it's an opportunity to make the world a better place. I've seen people that have closed deals and still not feel like they're making the world a better place, even though they closed someone that should have been closed and that person's going to make a better life for themselves. But the way they sold, they felt manipulative. So they didn't feel like they're actually invested in the process of making the world a better place. When I sell, and when I used to sell full time, I felt like I was having this monumental seismic impact on the world, literally changing the world one person at a time. And that's what fueled me to go from 0 to all the way up to $100,000 a month in commissions so quickly, because I felt that I was living the richest life. I felt so rich. Even when I was making my way monetarily in commissions, I felt the richest person on the planet. I was like, I'm helping people, changing the world, having these deep, real, authentic, no bullshit conversations and understanding human beings. I felt like I was blessed by God to have the opportunity to get into high ticket sales, to meet my underground mentor, and to be taught the way of selling, scriptless selling, and also self-actualizing as the bigger picture of what I was doing. I still feel to this day, it's been just life-changing for me. Let's get on to number 4, community. The you become your social network habit. You are the average of the people you surround yourself with. This habit is structured around the scientific fact that a human being's thinking, feeling, behaving, and producing are profoundly influenced by their associations, conversations, and mentors. To lead a great life, fill your circle with great people. I said there was going to be some crossover between this one, the friends, the family one previously, so I won't labor on it. As you progress in high-ticket sales, even if you don't make massive income, when you go from earning $3,000 a month to $10,000 or $20,000, maybe even $5,000 to $10,000, the people that you're around, you're just not going to align with. And that void, unless filled, no matter how much extra money you make, is not going to give you a rich and fulfilling life. You have to, as it says here, fill your circle with great people. When people join the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, one of the things they say is the fact that it's a very high-level mastermind. It's a commitment. It's not to join and get given a bunch of word tracks, a bunch of other people that are parrots and monkeys. If those are the type of people you want to be around, parrots and monkeys, then if that's your idea of filling your circle with great people, that's your life. But my idea of filling my circle with great people is I want to be around people that are challenging themselves, that are going to zig when everyone else is zagging, being different, that are the outliers, the originals, that are the people that are saying, I want to go way beyond where everyone else is going. That to me is great people. And you can look at the different sales trainings or the different sales courses, and you can look at which ones are going to have great people in and which ones are going to be mass market. Well, if you want to pursue this habit here to live a rich, your richest life, not just a rich life, your richest life, you need to fill your circle with great people. There is a very specific way to do that. Probably not in communities where you're reading scripts. Not saying that there's not any good people in those communities. And by good, I don't mean they're not nice people, just they're probably not people that are going to be the future Elon Musks of the world trying to do revolutionary things. And you need to decide who you really want to be around to live your richest life. This is number 7, adventure. The joy comes from exploring, not possessing habit. This habit is formulated around the reality that what creates vast joy is not material goods, but magical moments. Doing things that flood us with feelings of gratefulness, wonder, and awe. Enrich your days with these and your life will rise into a whole new universe of inspiration. There is an infinite number of posts inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind of magical moments. People that have had magical moments with other members, people that have had magical moments with their family, as I mentioned before, friends, with their prospects breaking down in tears and saying that they're so grateful that this person actually held the mirror up and had a real conversation, not a scripted conversation. And the greatest adventure that you will ever go on, so when we're talking about adventure here, is your own hero's journey. And your hero's journey is about you becoming the best version of yourself, which is only going to happen by facing the hardest challenges, facing the things you're afraid to face. Doing that will be the greatest adventure of your life. You're not here to learn sales from us. That's just a piece that it's like the ground underneath you that allows you to walk your hero's journey. It's not that sales is your hero's journey. Your hero's journey is you using this vehicle to make a load of money, start building your kingdom around you, the life you want to live, start mastering people, communication, a high-value skill so you can have a meaningful impact in the world, and becoming a new version of yourself through the internal mastery training. That transformation over the months, over a year, is the greatest adventure of your life. If you are learning scripted selling and you're learning some type of selling that doesn't holistically integrate everything else, you probably aren't going to feel like you're on any type of adventure. You're just going to feel like you're going through the motions. And the crazy thing is you got out of your 9 to 5 and into high ticket sales because you wanted a better life. But for many high ticket closers, the only thing that changed is they make a little bit more money and they don't have to go into an office. But they still aren't living an adventure. And that's deep down inside of you what was gnawing away at you when you were in your cubicle or running your old business or doing whatever you were doing before you got into high ticket sales. Well, inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, not the least to say our in-person events are adventures, huge adventures, great fun. Being around these guys and girls that are unicorns, that are on a mission. If you feel like you don't have adventure, no matter how much money you start making in high ticket sales, you'll never live your richest life. Now, I actually said that we were one further ahead than we were. So this is number 7. Service. The life is short, so be very helpful. Habit. This habit is founded on the time-honored understanding that the main aim of a life richly lived is to make the lives of others better. I'm going to caveat that with saying to make the most amount of other people's lives the highest degree of better that you possibly can. As you lose yourself in a cause that is bigger than you, you will not only find your greatest self, but will illuminate the world in the process and discover treasures far beyond the limits of cash, possessions, and public status. The reason I added the caveat is it says here, a life richly lived is to make the lives of others better. Well, if you get into high ticket sales, even if you're reading scripted questions, you're going to make people's lives better because the business owner is sending leads onto your calendar of people that want to change their lives, and you're helping those people close and enroll. But you got to take that further, which is you got to make the most amount of other people's lives as highly better as you can. And the thing that's going to determine that is how masterful you are at sales. The degree at which you've mastered sales is how much of the world you're going to leave better because of you. If you truly want to live life of service, you have to learn a way to sell that is never going to get you to the end of a sales call where you go, I didn't close that person, and it's because my methodology held me back. I only had so many ways to go because the words were already written on my script. I didn't really understand people. I'm not feeling genuine. Whatever the things are that are preventing you from your methodology closing more people, you are limiting your level of service. Number 8, the final one, the prosperity as fuel for freedom habit. This habit is driven by the principle that financial abundance is not only far from evil, but also a necessity for living in a way that is generous, fascinating, and original. If you're limited by money, your choices are limited. Your choice is to be generous, to have an impact and spread that abundance. Your choice is to do things that are fascinating because fascinating things are more valuable. And if something's more valuable, it's going to cost more money. If something's very original, it's going to be more valuable, which means it's going to cost more money. So your ability to live a life that's fascinating and original is going to come down to your money. All of those 7, the other 7, if you focus on those other 7, you will get number 8, which is money. But not only will you get number 8, you will find that you actually arrived at the end goal that you truly wanted to arrive at, which was, I want money, but I also want to be fulfilled. So all of these things that I've shared in this video are where most high ticket closers go wrong. The methodology that they're choosing doesn't allow them to integrate these 8 hidden habits to live your richest life. There is wealth that commissions, that money can't buy. And if you don't understand this, you will never be truly wealthy. So I invite you to take what I've shared in this video and apply it. Look right now at the decision that you need to make if you want to live your richest life that will allow you to stop chasing money, and as you chase it, it will evade you and elude you, but to actually chase the process of building a rich and fulfilling life with those 7 things there. I'll read them out again. Growth, daily growth, wellness, optimizing your health, family, happy life, craft, your work as a platform for purpose and seeing your work as noble and genuine. I view sales as sacred. Money, obviously prosperity as fuel for freedom, living in a way that's generous, fascinating, and original. Community, adventure, and service. What do you need to change in your career as a high ticket closer in how you're learning to sell, which is the methodology, and the actual approach in terms of the development you're doing? Is it in a course with videos, or is it in a mastermind with human beings building all of these different habits into your life? If you know that you want to make that change, and you want to make that change with us, my underground mentor, myself, and all the other unicorns in the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, I would be honored to help you install these 8 hidden habits that most high ticket closers just completely ignore, that keeps them poor, not only financially, but in all the other ways. And I would love to help you build the life that is your richest life from the inside out holistically. If you want help doing that, click the link below this video and I'll see you on the inside.